No.
Welcome back. We are back again on the Football Heritage. Today we'll be looking at the preview in the Premier League and La Liga. Even though the Premier League is already wrapped up, Liverpool is champion, but we have the race for Europe where we have Manchester City, Newcastle United, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa. They are fighting for the top five position. And in La Liga, Barcelona, they are 4 points clear of Real Madrid. And Barcelona play tomorrow. They take on Valladolid. And the first game we'll be looking at today, uh, we'll be looking at the Newcastle United game because we're talking about the race for Europe. And first of all, I'll look at the Aston Villa game because tomorrow Aston Villa play early morning game, 6:30 Central Time, and they will be playing Fulham at home. Aston Villa, they are still in the race, 3 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea occupy the last position in the Champions League. They are fifth place currently, and they play Liverpool on Sunday. So Aston Villa will take on Fulham, and Fulham they lost to Aston Villa in the first leg, 3 goals to 1. And in recent time, the last five Premier League meeting between Aston Villa and Fulham, Aston Villa won all five. So they have won their last five Premier League game against Fulham, and tomorrow they take on Fulham in their quest for Champions League football. It is still possible that they can qualify for Champions League because they are just 3 points behind Chelsea, and we all know the kind of fixture Chelsea have because uh, Nottingham Forest lost yesterday 2-0 at home to Brentford. So that's a boost for Aston Villa. They can capitalize on that tomorrow. So what's your take on that Villa game?
Well, I want to say good evening to you, good evening to our listener out there, our follower, good evening to the footballing world. It's a pleasure being here tonight again to give our pre pre analysis about this coming weekend feature. Specifically, we're talking about the Fulham and Aston Villa match, the first game tomorrow. That's a tricky match. Like you said, it's a tough one right now for all those teams that are fighting for Champion League spot. You got five teams competing for three spot. So every game gonna be difficult. Everybody got their own destiny in their hand, and the most complicated part, you got some of those teams that are competing for those spot, uh, got to meet each other. So to the Fulham and Aston Villa game tomorrow, we all know how difficult those two teams are. They when they have in their best game, they can give you tough time. They can make game complicated for you. Um, so I know Fulham is not fighting for any spot there. They might be focusing to go European competition as well. So every single game right now is important to each and every one of them. If you look at the Fulham attack, they got a very aggressive attack as well as Aston Villa. So it's going to be a very open game tomorrow. But if you look at recent record, Fulham kind of slacking a little bit. They're conceding goals as well. So I give the edge to Aston Villa. They're going to be aggressive tomorrow because they know there's no chance of dropping points right now. And every time you drop a point, the next team win the game, they're going to be ahead of you. So zero tolerant. Nobody want to give it up, and they enjoy some level of European football this season, and they want to be there next season. So that's their top priority. They was in the Champion League, they out, and then now the FA Cup they also couldn't make it to the final. So their whole focus is going to be on the rest of the Premier League matches that they got to hand in order to get that Champion League spot. So I give them the edge. They're going to do everything um, in their capacity to win that game tomorrow. And winning the game, you got to be good in every aspect of the field. In defense, you got to be solid. In midfield, you got to be focused and constructed. You just don't want to give the ball away like that. We all know they got a very good goal scorer. They got a very good attack. So I do believe Aston Villa are going to be on top of that game tomorrow. Try to do everything possible to win that game.
Thank you very much. Yeah, looking at the Premier League table, they still stand a good chance. Uh, Even though they lost their last game to Manchester City in the Premier League, but that was City, especially away to Man City. So they still stand a chance. And the way they recruited during the January transfer window, I think that they did extremely well by taking people like Rashford on loan and Asensio on loan from PSG. And those guys, they have helped tremendously because they have contributed a lot of goals they scored in recent time, Rashford and Asensio. So I think they will have so much power for Fulham. Their attacking threat, looking at Watkins, Rashford, Asensio, Morgan Roger, the middle of the park, John McGinn, and Yuri Tiedemann, all those guys. I can't see Fulham winning that game. So Aston Villa they have to win, and I do believe they're going to win tomorrow because they have to win to maintain a pressure on Chelsea. You never know what will happen in the Chelsea game tomorrow. Chelsea they play, excuse me, on Sunday. Chelsea play Liverpool on Sunday. You don't know what's going to happen, so they have to win to put pressure on Chelsea. And on Saturday also we have Barcelona. They are first, play 4 points above Real Madrid. They play Real Valladolid, who I can say they are already relegated because they have only 16 points all season. Valladolid have only 16 points. And this is a team that have conceded 81 goals. They are so awful. They have won only 4 games all season. They lost 25 games, draw 4. So they have they consider the highest number of goals in La Liga this season. Barcelona playing tomorrow ahead of their big Champion League game against Inter Milan on Tuesday. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think that's again going to be a one-way traffic tomorrow. No matter the team, Barcelona going to feature the games, and I do believe that they're going to reserve a lot of starting player on their team because they got a very crucial match in May week, the Champion League. They drew with Inter Milan at home, so they got to go to Milan. So that's a very tough match for them. So they're going to be reserving a lot of starting um, player. We're not going to see too many of them. You're going to see a couple of them coming maybe in the second half to feature, especially those doubtful players. They're not going to race in because um, they are upfront 4 points, so they can pull out a draw. It will not cause them so many harm, so they will take the race. But no matter the team they're going to feature against Valladolid tomorrow, because Valladolid is one of the worst, or if not the worst, in La Liga this season. They don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance against Barcelona tomorrow. So it's going to be one way traffic, except wherein we see some offsets. Surprises comes in. This is football game. I always say that to people. You might kind of underestimate the opposition team because of their start or their performances of the season. But every game has its own momentum. That's one thing I believe in. So going to the game, they want to get one mentality, go there and win because they don't want Real Madrid to put pressure on them as well. And they also don't want to raise um, their key players as they got a very crucial match on hand in a couple of days away. So they're going to try to avoid injury. They're going to try to avoid risking their key players that will be going to that Champion League match. So Valladolid, on the other hand, they got nothing to lose. They already down. They're going relegation no matter what it is. All they want to do, they want to prove some point. They want to see if some of their key player can keep pushing hard, keep performing, showcasing their talent in order to secure maybe contract from bigger clubs so the club can earn some money. So there are still things to prove. All right, they already relegated, but they still want to pull out some performances to see if they can get some money. So sometimes it can be tricky against the bigger side, going against relegation zone. I mean relegation team. We have seen it on so many occasions in the Barclays Premier League, in the Serie A, in La Liga. It happens. So when it happens, it's going to be so much surprise if you see any upsets not game tomorrow. But I don't think they stand a chance against Barcelona tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Yeah, they have already been relegated, so that's one of the key factor. If to say they still stand a chance to avoid relegation, then maybe the game could be a different game because Barcelona
Excuse me.
they have a huge Champion League game on Tuesday against Inter Milan, and I believe they're going to make some changes in Atlanta because they need to reserve some players, and I don't think it's going to affect their team because Valladolid they have already been relegated. But sometimes anything can happen in football because sometimes football is a very funny game. If you make a lot of changes, then a team they are playing for nothing. They just playing to entertain as spectators. They may cause upset, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. I think Barcelona will be too strong for them. It doesn't matter how many changes Barcelona coach make. I think they're still going to win, and I think the B one will be next weekend. I think it's next weekend they're playing Real Madrid or something. Yeah, either next weekend or the other weekend they play Real Madrid few days from now. So that will be the B one. But Valladolid, who have been relegated, the worst team, 16 points only, and they have considered the highest number of goals. I can only see Barcelona winning. So we move on to Sunday in the Premier League. Top five battle. Newcastle United, who currently fourth place, they will be away Sunday to Brighton. Brighton, even though Brighton is a tricky team, but they have almost like nothing to play for right now, the kind of position they are in. But they are playing at home. And Newcastle is the team that is chasing Champion League football. They are chasing Champion League football at the moment in time. And Brighton defeated Newcastle in the FA Cup, in the FA Cup fifth round this season. And Brighton also they defeated Newcastle United in the first leg, at St James's Park. And we all know how difficult it is. We all know how difficult it is for a team to win at St James's Park. So Brighton won the first leg 1-0 at St James's Park. And last season, the two games in the Premier League, Newcastle didn't win again. Brighton won one of the game and they drew at St James's Park. So from last season to present, Newcastle United they have now won against Brighton. So what's your take on that game?
Well, I think it's a tricky match that we're talking about right now. You just said it all. Sometimes both teams want to prove a point by fighting to maintain their 100% record over the other team or the opposing team. Um, Brighton is a very tricky team. Newcastle is a solid side. Um, they already lost to them twice. They was eliminated by Brighton in the FA Cup. So they got a point to prove. They want to play Champions League football next season. Brighton, on the other hand, want to maintain a 100% record over Newcastle of recent. So that makes it complicated. There's no pressures on Brighton from their standpoint. Um, the Premier League they already identified their spot in the Premier League, and they played some brilliant game this season as well. We know they've been kind of like inconsistent when it comes to winning games. They dropped so many points as well. They could have been in the top five race as well, but they are not. So if you look at Newcastle, Newcastle going to be playing under pressure. They want to win to maintain the fourth place spot. They don't want to drop any points, so it's really going to be a tight match on Sunday. They're going to try to go for it, try to score a goal because they can't afford um, to drop any point right now. So they're going to keep going. They're going to keep going, try to score goals and see if they can break that tie over Brighton. So I do believe it's going to be tricky, but uh, at the end of the day, I think Newcastle is going to win. My prediction for that game is 2-1 in favor of Newcastle.
All right, thank you very much for that. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game because
Um,
Brighton, they are very stubborn. That team is very difficult to break them down, and they usually play big game. Whenever big game around Brighton, they always play well, and it will be very difficult for Newcastle United because, but they have to win because they are the one that chasing something big. Because having won the Carabao Cup against Liverpool, and now they have the opportunity to qualify for the Champions League for the second time in 3 years. That would be a good achievement for them. With that, if they be consistent, like in Europe, that will attract a lot of players. It will attract a lot of big players to Newcastle because as long as the team is consistent in the Champions League, it can attract a lot of big players. They say, okay, these people they are trying to build something over here. So I think I can make that challenge. I can go to Newcastle United and try to achieve something. That's how even though Man City when they started, there was no rule. All the financial fair play rules there, they were not existing. Then now a billionaire can buy a team, yeah, they can stay restrain them one way or the other, or else Newcastle United, they are also owned by a multi-billionaire. But every club now you have to spend within your limit. what you make from your revenue, that's what you're going to spend after the expenditure. So it's difficult now to just spend money. But to Sunday, Alexander Isak, you got to turn on Sunday. Yeah, because he has to take his chances. They're going to create because Brighton, with all the good football they play, at the back they are vulnerable. They gave you a lot of opportunity. Every time Brighton play a team, they give that team a lot of chances because they are vulnerable at the back. Most of the time they like to play with a high line, and they don't have that kind of quality to be playing high line. And that's their game. That's how they play. They usually play high line and they don't defend. They always attack. And that will suit Newcastle because they have a very good midfield. Bruno Guimaraes, Jolinton, and the Italian guy, just forget his name. Those three guys, I
Tonali.
mean, yeah, Tonali. Their Mayfield is up there with the top three. Newcastle Mayfield is top three in the Premier League. It can be in which order, well, first, second, or third, but they are among the top three Mayfield in the Premier League. And Alexander Isak is one of the best strikers in the Premier League this season. And I think it will be a close game. It will be very, very difficult, but I think Newcastle United will win. And the next game, the next game is the Chelsea game. Chelsea against Liverpool. And Chelsea, Chelsea, they are fifth place right now. And that current position, if they maintain that position or above that position, they will qualify for the Champions League next season. But their last 4 games, one of those 4 games will be on Sunday against Liverpool. After that, there will be away at St. James's Park to Newcastle. They will host Manchester United after the game at St. James's Park before they play Nottingham Forest in their last game. So it's gonna be hard because for the past like 5 years, Chelsea are now won against Liverpool. That is almost like a disgrace because it doesn't matter how how big Liverpool, how big they are. It doesn't matter the kind of form they been in. If you get one of your rival, if you make 5 years, you can't beat one of your rival. That's a disgrace. You should be winning at least. Even at one game, you should win. But they have not won against Liverpool for the past 5 years, and that game on Sunday will be a very, very difficult game for them. Even though Liverpool have won the Premier League, but they will not forget that Chelsea stopped them from winning the Premier League 2014. So with that in mind, they have to perform, and there's no pressure. They have no other competition. That they are not in the Champions League to say they're going to reserve their player for the Champions League. And Mo Salah want to break some record. So I think Liverpool will still play their strongest team against Chelsea. So what's your take on that game?
Well, I agree with you that Liverpool will be featuring their full squad against Chelsea. I think it's a payback time. It was really frustrating when Chelsea stopped Liverpool from winning the Barclays Premier League under Jose Moreno. It was really frustrating after so many years, Liverpool having won the league, and it was a perfect chance for them to win, and they slip out to Chelsea, where Chelsea had nothing to play for, and they still went up to win Liverpool. So those memories come back when situation of such is on the other side. All right, Chelsea is in a position they need the point. They're desperate in need of points right now in order to claim the Champions League spot. Is going to be if they do that, is going to be one of their biggest achievement of the season because they've been struggling to qualify for Champions League the past couple of years. So it's a chance for them, and they got 4 games to go. And this, unfortunate for them, they got the champion to face with, you know, in the last couple of games. So now Liverpool want to maintain a 100% record. You just said that, and we're going to see that on Sunday. They're not going to, rely. Oh, we already won the league. We got nothing to prove. Yes, you got nothing to prove, but they do have record to straight up. You know, they got to settle score with Chelsea, and Liverpool have been a very tough opponent when it comes to they and Chelsea. They last couple of years. They stay fighting to to break that tie to get a fresh win in so many games. So they got Champions League to play for. They're gonna go for it. You're gonna see a lot of fighting in that game. You're gonna see a lot of things in that game. And I think Chelsea got a little bit edge because they're playing home. Their home fan gonna be with them. Liverpool down. There's no pressure on them. They already won the league. They just want to, settle some score with Chelsea, like you said, like we are discussing now. I'm a sympathizer of Liverpool. I don't forget that incident when Gerrard slipped and Chelsea took the ball, Dimba Bath scored a goal. That always live in the head of the fan of Liverpool. So those are things that are going to be sinking with this. Those are things they're going to be chanting with. The Liverpool fan are going to be on Stamford Bridge. You're going to see it. So it's going to be a tough one. Chelsea they're going to keep coming. They're going to put in everything. To win that game. But on the other hand, Liverpool going to be standing their way like, oh yeah, you did this to us, and we're going to do that to you. So keep fighting. But from the Chelsea standpoint, they just got one focus, one thinking, just one thing on their mind. Go up there to win a game, win the next game, win the next game, win the next game, and you're in the Champions League. Just forget the other team's score. So their own destiny is in their hand, but it's a very difficult task for them, starting with Liverpool on Sunday. Um, I do believe it's going to be a tough one, but Liverpool going to win Chelsea 2-1.
Thank you very much. And as I said, Liverpool will be thinking about that game and they will feature our strongest 11. And those 5 years that Chelsea have now won against Liverpool, because the last time they won against Liverpool was March 2020, that's 5 years ago. And they have played 10 times. And all of those 10 games, Chelsea winless. So you cannot play 10 games against one of your rival without winning. And tomorrow, Sunday, I think Liverpool will still maintain it. It may draw because Liverpool will not even full steam, but I think Chelsea will lose because I don't trust Chelsea attack. The biggest record they have is Nicola Jackson, and this guy, he needs like 4 to 5 opportunity before he score one goal. So yeah, I think Liverpool will win 3-1. Yeah, Liverpool will win 3-1. So we just move on to the last one. The Real Madrid game. Real Madrid will be playing on Sunday. And they're playing Celta Vigo at the Santiago Bernabeu. This season has been one of the worst seasons because there were a lot of expectation after Real Madrid acquired Kylian Mbappe, but it has been a disappointing season for Real Madrid. They are 4 points behind Barcelona, and Barcelona do have that advantage because they won against Real Madrid in Madrid by 4 goals to 0. So they do have the advantage, and they will be playing home the next El Clasico. So, what's your take on the game? Real Madrid
Yeah,
against Celta Vigo.
it's clear that Real Madrid they're having an awful season. They're having a terrible season. Um, over the past 5 years, this is one of their worst season. So they out of every competition except the La Liga, and that is The only chance Real Madrid stand right now, um, win your remaining game and hope for Barcelona to drop a point one of their game. That is the only chance. Um, in so doing, going to Celta Vigo game, is every game Real Madrid go to is a tough one for them. We have seen it. We continue to talk about it. Real Madrid struggled in every game that they play this season. I haven't seen a game that Real Madrid have won comfortably. They might score 4 or 5 goals in a game, but they play badly. The chances come, they just score. Um, so that's not a good result. You can see the vulnerability. When they're playing, the defense is makes so many mistakes. The defense hasn't been outstanding the whole season. The Mayfield as well. Sometimes we see the attacking foe struggling to score goals, um, and I think that comes from the way those guys coordinate themselves up there. We see they give the ball away easily, and they don't press up front. So there are so many losses when it comes to Real Madrid um, current squad. So every game they go to is a tough one for them. But as a Real Madrid fan, I hope that we finish the season strongly, to send a message up there that this is Real Madrid. No matter what the situation is, they're still going to fight to the end of the season. Barcelona have the huge chance of winning the league, but there's also complicated movement for Barcelona right now. They they got a huge match coming out against Inter. It could cause them problem when they go to that game. That may change the dynamic of their game going to Real Madrid. Their next game to Real Madrid. But with that game tomorrow, I think Madrid going to try to maintain possession. They're going to try to be aggressive in the attack because this is the only way they can win games. They got to score goal. You have to score goal in order to win game. No matter the side you're playing, Madrid will always concede a goal. So every game that Madrid go to, you expect them to concede a goal. So all they need to do, um, try to do what you got to do, score more goals, and just outscore the team you're playing against. I think that's what they need to do. But the matter of them going clean sheet, I don't see that against Celta Vigo. As a Real Madrid fan, I'm going to be honest. But I still give the edge to Madrid because of their current situation. They got nothing to play for them except La Liga. So they're going to step up their game. They're going to keep pushing, try to score more goals in order to win again tomorrow. Even if Celta Vigo score 1 or 2 goals, all they need to do is just outscore goals. So my prediction tomorrow is going to be 3-1 in favor of Real Madrid.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Madrid this season they are being abysmal and they will make the game difficult for themselves as they usually do because every game, as you said earlier, Madrid will find a way to make it difficult for themselves. They have been absolutely abysmal this season. There is no cohesion in the middle of the park. They don't play as a team. They have been terrible all over the pitch, particularly in the midfield and the defense. The defense has been abysmal all season. And the midfield also. There is nothing. Nobody in the middle of the park. Where is Real Madrid Pedri to dictate the play? They don't have it. They didn't replace Tony Kroos. And Luka Modric, his legs are gone. They didn't replace Luka Modric. Where is Real Madrid Vitinha? They don't have that kind of player to control the game. A player that can just look at the game when the opposition is pressing higher up the pitch. When the opposition is pressing, just say, look, gentlemen, let's cool the game now. Then they try to take complete control over the game. what Andre Pirlo used to do for AC Milan, Xavi used to do doing so there for Barcelona, to just slow the game down and try to control the pace of the game. Real Madrid don't have that kind of midfielder no more. So they have to make that recruitment in the summer. They have to get at least 2 midfielders in the summer to replace Modric and Kroos, and they need defender in the summer also. They need a new left back, right back, and center defender. They need 3 defenders. 3. They don't need 2. They need 3 defenders and 2 midfielders. And Sunday the game will be hard, but I think Madrid will win 3-2 because they're going to concede defensively. They are abysmal. So Madrid win 3-2. So before we go, what's your party comment?
Well, my parting comment is we're looking forward to all of our fan um, follower, well wisher to keep on subscribing. Encourage people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are here open to each and every one of you that want to be part of this team. We open to whatever criticism you got, what you think we need to improve on. Just let us know in the comment section, and then we will work on them. Um, we're so happy to be here again, and we're going to be here after the weekend feature. We're going to be here to give our post-match analysis, and we are always here. This is about you that up there. If you following all you want to comments, go ahead and comment. Whatever comment you're gonna make, we're gonna accept it, and we do believe that those comments gonna keep helping us. So thank you so much for following us, and we want to say thank you to the footballing world again. We're gonna be here after the weekend feature to come up with some analysis. So thank you, Mr. Conan. We miss Fabwe. We're gonna maybe he gonna be on here during our next session, and you have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we come to the end of this podcast. So if you want to join us, you can join us this Monday. We will come here to give you the post-match analysis. We'll give you our post-match analysis of the weekend fixture. So if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It's on YouTube. If you're watching from Facebook, if you watch later from Facebook, the link is in the description. Please subscribe to the channel. So thank you very much. And if you are in Asia, I say good morning to you. If you are in Africa, good night to you. And if you are in some part of the world where it's in the afternoon, good afternoon to you or good evening to you. So peace. I'm out of here.